I'm Annie Baggett, and it is my privilege to be here on this beautiful farm at the North Carolina Therapeutic Riding Center. Our mission is to serve children, teens, and adults with special needs, be them intellectual, physical, emotional, or social, through horse-assisted therapies.
Charlotte has an underdeveloped brain that gives her cognitive impairments as well.
Hippotherapy is physical therapy on the horse, and the goal is to improve her strength and balance and overall mobility skills by using the horse as the tool.
They're working with this 800 or 1,000-pound animal that allows them to be truly their authentic self. A horse is incredibly intuitive and loving and understanding, and sometimes, first steps, first words, first friendship sometimes occurs in that relationship with that horse.
I think she feels a real bond with Daisy when she's out here, that she's about the right size.
She's never been scared. The first time we came, we thought she might be scared, but she got right on and said, "Pony."
Just the day and time she spends on the horse has definitely translated into walking better, standing better, using her body better.
That's what they dream about, is to push the edge of the envelope with their child's abilities and help them achieve all that they can. And it's amazing what can happen atop of a horse.
Years ago, I came to NCTRC as a volunteer. A year later, I became an instructor. And 27 years later, I'm still doing it. I love the riders, the horses, the volunteers, the people associated with this great program. The look on a rider's face when they connect with their horse, the smile of a parent who watches their child and for a short while forgets that their child has a disability. The smiles and the hugs our riders give to the volunteers and horses, the compassionate and dedicated volunteers, the smile of a rider who may not talk, may not walk, who may feel different, but on the back of a horse can do anything. The celebration of the small successes with a rider who has worked hard. I believe that whether a rider is with us for one session or 10 years, that we have made a positive difference in their lives, as well as they have made a difference in ours. I encourage you to come out, watch a class, volunteer in a class. You'll never leave, and 27 years later, you'll find you're still here.
I've been volunteering here at NCTRC for a few years. I help with therapeutic riding classes and with hippotherapy. I volunteer here because I enjoy meeting people from different backgrounds. I love horses, I've been around them all my life, and I knew that there was a real need for volunteers out here. I remember particularly one little boy who came out a couple of years ago. This little boy was screaming and crying, and I can't remember how old he was. He wasn't very old, maybe 4 or 5. And I was the horse leader. I usually lead, and I was sort of staying with the horse, making sure that the noise didn't upset the horse. And they got this little boy on the horse, still screaming and writhing and furious. And Margie said we're just to walk, and we walked away. And eventually I realised the screaming had stopped and the crying had stopped, and I turned around to look at this child, and he had the most beatific smile on his face. He still had tears dripping down his face, but he was grinning from ear to ear, and I think that says it all.
I'm a parent and also a board member here at NCTRC. And Kobe, my son, is now almost 22 years old, and he's been coming here every week since we moved here. And it's probably the most meaningful hour of Kobe's week that he spends. It's just magic. It helps him make sense of his world more every time he comes. I wanted to be more connected to this place that is giving my son this experience. I can speak to how important it is to feel welcome and to feel a sense of belonging like my family does here and like my son does here. And that's why I'm involved in the board here. I just said, what can I do? What can I do? I'm so grateful that my son has this opportunity, and I want to help make it so that other kids can have the opportunity as well, because this is really an important organization that does really meaningful work.